Welcome back, learners. We are starting a new chapter, that is chapter 10, Motion and Measurement of Distances. So let's start the chapter. Students, for different reasons we have to travel from place to place. We use different types of means of transport depending on the type of path and how far we have to go. You must have traveled to your native village by using train, bus, or even a bullock cart. Okay, some students must have traveled through aeroplanes, some must have experience of traveling through boats. So we are using different types of means of transport. Now let's understand the story of transport. Long ago, people did not have any means of transport to travel. Okay, they used to move on foot and carry goods on their back. Later, they began to use animals for transportation. For transport through water routes, boats were used from ancient time. To begin with, boats were simple logs of wood in which hollow cavity could be made, just because they can float on the water. Later, people learned to put together different pieces of wood and they gave shape to the boat, the streamlined shape which we have discussed in the previous chapters. Now, the invention of wheel made a great change in mode of transport. The design of wheel was improvised over thousands years. Animals were used to pull carts that move on wheel. The invention of steam engine led to the development of new means of transport. Railroads were made for steam engine driven carriages and wagons. Later came automobiles such as motor car, trucks, buses. Motorized boat and ships were used as a means of transport on water. Students, electric trains, monorails, supersonic aeroplanes, spacecrafts, these are some contribution of 20th century. So this was the story of means of transport. Now have a look. Here some picture has been shown to you and these pictures are some means of transport which you are using on land, in air or in water. Have a look. Train, bus, cycle, bullock cart. The means of transport which you are using in land. Okay, then this is the ship. Obviously, you use it in water. Finally, aeroplane. We know that aeroplane fly in air. Now let's move to the next topic. Here on your screen, it's our next topic and it says, how wide is this desk? So we are particularly measuring this desk. What are the various ways in which you can measure a desk? Think about it. If you are studying right now, if you are having a desk in front of it, then there are n number of ways to measure it. Have a look. This image shows one of them. The student in this image is trying to measure the desk using a gilli and a danda. Actually, that's a sport, gilli danda, mostly played in rural areas in which you are having a smaller sized stick that you say gilli and one longer one that is the danda. So here you can see two gillies and two danda. This is the length of this desk. Now the next picture, here you can see different size of gilly has been used, that's why, and a different measure of stick, because of which one gilly and two danda, this is the length of this desk. Now is it the only way in which we can measure? You can use your hand span, you can even use your pencil. You can tell me that your desk is 20 pencil long. There are many ways to measure, students. Actually measurement is just a comparison. Okay, so this is one of the way. Now have a look what this student is trying to do. This student is measuring the length of desk using string, a thread. So it's very easy. The student will just measure the length and the, the thread will be placed somewhere. Later on, it can be compared with any other thing. So let me ask few questions to you. First of all, how long is the room in which you are studying? How wide is the desk which you are using? How far is Delhi from Lucknow? How far is moon from earth? So all these questions are having one common thing, and that is they all concern distance between two places. The two places may be close enough, that that may be very close, just like the desk, but like the two ends of a table, or they may be far apart, like Jammu and Kanyakumari. So in this manner, students, distance can be measured depending on how short, how long it is, and there are many ways to measure distance. Now let's understand this topic in much detail. Now you can see the heading says some measurements. So now we will understand some of the measurement. This picture clearly shows you that this student is trying to measure the table using handspan. Now, measurement means comparison of unknown quantity with some known one, and this known quantity, that is called unit. Okay, so there may be many units for measurement. If I classify the units used to measure anything, they can be of two types: standardized unit, non-standardized unit. Let us understand in detail. Look, this child is measuring the table using handspan. If you are going to measure the same desk, and if someone else is going to measure the same desk, will the number of handspan going to be same? Obviously not. Just because we all are having different measure of handspan, so obviously the distance will vary for each one of us. Okay, probably I'm having 10 handspan, you are having 15 handspan if your hand size is smaller. So in this manner, such unit which are not fixed, they are called non-standardized. And if there is some fixed unit, then you are going to say it standardized. The next topic will focus on it. Now on your screen you can see the next topic. It says standard units of measurement. So we are going to explore it. In ancient times, the length of a foot, the width of a finger, and the distance of step, they were used as measuring units for the distance. A cubit, the length from elbow to fingertip, that was used in ancient Egypt and also in some other part of world as a unit for length. Students, people also used foot as a unit of length in different part of world. The length of foot used vary from region to region. One more thing, people measure yard of cloth by distance between the end of their outstretched arm and chin. The Romans measured with the pace or steps. In ancient India, small length measurements were done using units like angul, finger, or muthi, fist. So in this manner you have seen that many body parts, they are being used in ancient time for the measurement. However, one's body part could not be same. Okay, everyone must not having same measurement of their hand span, their foot. So there may be variation, and this must have caused confusion in measurement. That's why in 1790 French created a standard unit of measurement called metric system. And for the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard unit for measurement. The system of unit now used is known as International System of Units, SI unit. The SI unit of length is meter. Now here in this picture you can see 1 meter has been shown to you. The larger scale here, this is 1 meter, and this one is your 15 centimeter scale, which you often use and you are having this in your geometry box. Okay, each meter is divided into 100 equal division, and each division is called centimeter. Now have a look on your 15 centimeter scale which you are having in your geometry box. There each centimeter has 10 equal divisions and they are millimeters. That's why we can say that 1 meter equals 100 centimeter and 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Now students, for measuring large distances, meter is not convenient unit. Okay, there we are using a larger unit which is kilometer, and 1 kilometer equals 1000 meter. So in this manner, depending on what we have to measure, we use these units. Now let's move to the next topic, which is correct measurement of length. In our daily life, we use various type of measuring devices. We use a meter scale for measuring length. A tailor uses tape, whereas a cloth merchant uses meter rod. For measuring length of an object, we must choose a suitable device. We cannot measure the girth of a tree or size of the chest area using a meter scale. For that, we need a measuring tape that is much suitable there. So first of the thing is we have to select a suitable device. Then we must know the correct way to measure. Here in this picture, I have shown you the correct way to measure any object. Have a look. The first set of pictures shows you how you have to place the scale to read out and to find out what's the length of any object is. Have a look. This picture 1, it's correct way to measure anything, and this second one is wrong. What's the wrong with the second picture? Have a look on how this ruler has been held. Okay, that's not straight, it's tilted. That's why it's incorrect. So we have to place the scale straight, and we have to start with the mark of 0 for measuring length. In case you are having a broken edge, then how you are going to do it? On that note, this is the wrong way to place the ruler. You have to start with the any letter that is clearly seen there. So here this person is measuring from 1. So whatever will be the result, at last this person should separate 1 from it just to make it correct. So these were the ways to measure length. Now one more thing, students. The correct position of eyes is also important for taking measurement. Our eyes must be exactly in front of the point where is the measurement. Have a look on this picture. There are 3 students A, B and C, which you can see in the picture. Who's correct? Obviously B is the proper position of eye for taking reading of the scale. That's why you should look straight for measurement instead of being at A and C places. Now, the next thing is measuring the length of a curved line. If we are having a curved surface, then how we are going to measure it? Then there we must try some other ways, and that is measuring the length of curved line with the help of a thread. You can place a thread there, and later on you can measure the length of thread. So simple. So you can find out the length of any curved surface. So students, today we have seen the different means of transport, their story from ancient to modern time, and then measurement of length by both standardized and non-standardized unit. So keep revising, keep learning. That's all for today.